Have you ever wanted a not so objective way to figure out whether or not you're autistic? Well, you've come to the right place. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the chaos. My name is the-tek, and today I will be an autistic guy taking an online autism quiz. Now, these tests are not accurate, like at all. Not 100%. There are better ways of self-diagnosing yourself, and if you guys want me to, I will go through that in the future. But for now, I'm going to, just for fun, kind of go to a couple of these online quizzes and kind of see what they have to offer. See if we can learn anything from this at all, other than I'm definitely autistic. Okay, so we have myautism.org, Psych Central. There's two of them for psychcentral.com. That's weird. And exponentialindividuals.com, as well as a bunch of other ones that just pop up when you search for Am I Autistic quiz. All right, so I guess we'll start from the top and work our way down. All right, so what is autism? I think we already know, but in case you don't, here's an explanation. Early signs and symptoms, our resources. I was looking for a quiz, not this shit. Okay, I guess we're going to Psych Central, but maybe we'll take a look at myautism.org in the future. Here we go. Psych Central actually has an autism test. Okay. So I shall start out by answering, I am a Malay. I prefer to do things with others rather than on my own. I prefer to do things the same way over and over again. Much agrees. If I try to imagine something, I find it very easy to create a picture in my mind. Actually, yes. I'm very, very, very active imagination, and I don't know why. I frequently get so strongly absorbed in one thing that I lose sight of other things. Yes, I'm doing that now. I often notice small sounds when others do not. Yes, I do. Other people frequently tell me that what I've said is impolite, even though I think it is polite. I do tend to do that off and on, quite often. And I also have to check. Here lately, I've been talking to somebody new. So here lately, I've been checking with her to make sure that I'm not like saying something that's over the line or offensive or anything like that. It's like, hey, if I say something that offends you, just, tell me. In a social group, I can easily keep track of several different people's conversations. No, I cannot. I can only keep track of one conversation at a time. And maybe I can do something on my own at the same time as that conversation, but that's about it. I find social situations easy. Fuck no! I tend to notice details that others do not. I would agree with that. I do tend to notice very, very small minutia of different things. Like, for instance, me and my older brother were learning how to play the song The Dark Sentencer on guitar, and I noticed that how the song was played before he did. Or as before, I'll notice noises that other people won't, or certain, like, lights flickering and stuff like that. Like, when this light tends to flicker, it doesn't even pick up in the camera, but I actually notice when this light in front of me flickers, or when the lights above will flicker and no one else will. I'd rather go to the library than a party. Actually, yes, I would. I haven't been to a library in such a long time. I tend to have very strong interests, which I get upset if I... Yes, I do. I've actually had to do that, give up on certain things from time to time, and it is quite frustrating to not be able to do that. I enjoy social chit-chat. Not really. I like being around people, but I like the conversations to actually mean something. Like, I don't give a shit about the weather or, about the football game or anything like that, because that information is not pertinent or life-changing. I want to have actual meaningful conversations with people, or like hang out and enjoy my time with them. I don't particularly enjoy reading fiction. I disagree slightly. I have been like reading nonfiction titles here lately, though. So that's a thing. I find it hard to make new friends. Absolutely. That might have something to do with not being able to get social cues. I notice patterns in things all the time. Yes, I have a strong sense of pareidolia. I'd rather go to the theater than to a museum. I wish there was a neutral answer. I actually slightly disagree, because I would rather go to a museum and learn something than to go to the theater. Plus, I don't know, a lot of movies here lately just haven't really been doing much for me. It does not upset me if my daily routine is disturbed. I disagree. I get quite upset when I can't do my normal routine. At least have some feeling of routine. I frequently find that I don't know how to keep conversations going. Yeah, yes I do. Especially when I've gone from one idea and now we have to switch to a completely different one that I know nothing about. It's like, oh shit, what do I do? I find it easy to read between the lines when somebody's talking to me. No, it's really black and white with me. I've actually had to ask people, whether or not they're being serious. Like when people use metaphors to try to explain their point, I have trouble figuring out whether or not they're being literal or not. I actually have to take a long time to figure out what they actually mean. I usually concentrate more on the whole picture rather than small details. No. I tend to fixate on details a lot. And I mean a lot. It's actually why it takes me so long to edit. I know how to tell if someone listening to me is getting bored. I have no idea. I honestly don't. Disagree highly. I find it easy to do more than one thing at once. Yes, but that's because I have ADHD. When I talk on the phone, I am not sure when it's my turn to speak. I do that just talking to people face to face, so yeah, I strongly agree with that. I enjoy doing things spontaneously. No. It's actually become like a OCD thing with me. Like if somebody tries to make plans for me and them to do something without my involvement and without prior asking me and giving me time to repair, I'm good at social chit-chat. Hell no. Regular old chit-chat is, for lack of a better word, boring. I'd rather talk about what superpower you would have as a superhero, or if you were in a comic book, than to talk about the fucking weather. I'm sorry, it's just who I am. When I was young, I used to enjoy playing games involving pretend with other children. Nope, I didn't prefer to play anything with other children. I like to collect information about categories of things, i.e. types of cars, birds, trains, plants. I think video game characters would count. I enjoy social occasions. Again, there's no middle of the ground answer. I'd have to put slightly disagree because there's too many rules that I have to memorize. There's too much preparation, too much masking and scripting going on. I would just, if I'm the one planning it, that's a little bit different because it's not going to be so much focused around social interaction as it is going to be social interactions around like an activity or something like that. The activity or the icebreaker tends to help a lot. I find it difficult to work out people's intentions. Yes. New situations make me anxious. Hell yeah. I enjoy meeting new people. Slightly agree. Yeah, I do. I'm a good diplomat. I find it easy to play video games with children that involve pretending. Yes, I actually find it easier to talk to children in general, and I don't know why. Results of your Autism Asperger's screening quiz. You scored a total of 38. Okay, just skip over to the end. Okay, autism likely for a 34 and up. I got a 38. Yeah, I'm very much autism. Based upon your results to this autism screening measure, it appears that you likely have issues similar to those diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder, or what used to be known as Asperger's syndrome, now considered a mild form of autism. You don't say. Okay, so it kind of makes sense. So they see whether or not you actually have similar issues to people who have been diagnosed with ASDs. So yeah, honestly, this would be a semi-decent way of like if you're kind of sort of suspicious that you might be autistic, this actually might be a fairly okay route to go if you kind of want to know whether or not you should investigate this further. Honestly, I would schedule a session with like a psychiatrist or something like that if you suspect it, because they can get the ball rolling on the diagnosis, but they can also say whether or not if they think you're autistic. And honestly, you can take that more to heart to use them to help self-diagnose yourself in a way, because I mean, yes, therapy costs a lot, but it's a way of self-diagnosing yourself without going through the long several months long and sometimes years long process of getting a formal diagnosis. That test was only supposed to take 2 minutes. Here I am at minute number 17. Let's have a look at the exceptional individuals. Do you have any traits of autism? Our Autism Quiz helps to see if you have any traits of autism or Asperger's. The questions look to see if you have any difficulty dealing with social situations, understanding aspects of language, multitasking, and more. Take the quiz. Let's quiz the quiz. Type your answer here. What is your first name? Smoosh. Hi, Smoosh. Do you have any of the following? This can be either diagnosis or self-diagnosis. Let's have a look. ADD, ADHD, dyspraxia. I don't know what that one is. I don't have dyslexia. Dyspraxia. Let me Google these terms. We're learning stuff today. All right, so dyspraxia is defined by this news source as a neurological disorder that impacts an individual's ability to plan and process motor tasks. Problems with coordination, abnormality walking, Flaccid muscles or muscle weakness. I do not have dyspraxia. Again, we're learning dyscalculia is a math learning ability that impairs an individual's ability to learn number-related concepts, perform accurate math calculations, reason and problem solve, and perform other basic math skills. Okay, I definitely do not have that one because I'm actually rather good at math. Dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is a learning disability that affects writing abilities. It can manifest itself as difficulties with spelling, poor handwriting, and trouble putting thoughts on paper because writing requires a complex set of motor and information processing skills. Saying a student has dysgraphia is not sufficient. I would say no on dysgraphia. I prefer to do things with others rather than on my own. Strongly disagree. I prefer to do things the same way over and over again. Strongly agree. Yes, I do. If I try to imagine something, I find it very easy to create a picture in my mind. Slightly agree. Are these pretty much the same questions? A lot of these seem to be the exact same questions, so I'm just going to speed through this and see what this says, or point out anything that I find different. Smoosh, you're almost there. Enter your email for your... No. Yeah, I'm so glad that took all my time, and I didn't even get a result after that. What the shit? Okay, so there's actually another online test out there that actually helps to people to self-diagnose, and it's actually one that's devised by psychologists. If I can remember what the hell that's called, I will actually make a video on that all on its own. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, give me other subjects to talk about regarding autism, ADHD, OCD, all that fun shit, or just general fact questions or other shit like that. But if you want me to know about it sooner, go over to the link in the description below, and that'll take you to the Discord server where we can hang out and talk about this, as well as Lobotomy Corporation and all the stuff that we all find interesting together. And if you want special roles to go along with that, go ahead and support me over on Patreon, and you'll get different roles depending on which tier you get, as well as some other perks. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to show me some love down below by hitting the like button, and don't forget to check out the annotations for more videos. And I will see you in the next video.